Good afternoon, everyone. I'm meteorologist Topper Shutt. Chester Lampkin is with me as well. We are looking at the potential for some damaging winds and perhaps some isolated tornadoes this afternoon. We do have a tornado watch which covers the entire metro area until 8 o'clock. So here's the radar, and essentially we're looking at some pretty good storms now pulling out of Loudoun County, about ready to cross the river into western Montgomery County. So we will watch that. Maybe winds, Chester was saying, maybe winds up to 40 miles an hour, rainfall rates around an inch. But the good news is these storms are moving fast. Yes, we have this incredible tropical air mass. We have a lot of moisture that could potentially be rained out, but these are moving pretty quickly, anywhere between 30 and 35 miles an hour. So we don't really see flooding as the main threat in the metro. We're too far away from the main remnants of Fred, which is now way up into Pennsylvania. So what we're really concerned about primarily are big storms with some damaging winds and also some tornadoes. So down here, notice the showers and storms still approaching Richmond. We're going to watch these too, because these are going to propagate up to the northeast as well. These are going to more head into southern Maryland as we go through the next hour and a half. So we'll keep an eye on that. We'll zoom in a little bit, and we're looking at this storm again right around Leesburg and parts of Loudoun County, spilling over a little bit into Fairfax County. And this is going to move, in fact, it already has moved over toward Poolesville in western Montgomery County. It'll continue to move almost to the almost due northwest, probably just kind of clipping Germantown. So if you're going to go up I-270, you're going to have some rain and showers, nothing crazy. This rainfall rate north of Manassas, kind of straddling I-66, is about 0.8 of an inch per hour. So they're strong, but right now they are not severe storms, and because of their fast movement, again, we don't anticipate any flash flooding. I mean, they do lay down some pretty good rains for a while, but they don't last long, so that's good. This is the storm now. You head out Route 7, you run into some moderate rainfall. Head out the Dulles Toll Road, also some moderate rainfall as well. And you go far enough out River Road up toward Poolesville, that's a storm that's now straddling the river. So again, it's a pretty big storm, but right now it is not severe. We'll zoom in a little more. So just to the west of Willow Springs, on the west side of 28, over towards Sudley, back in Virginia, this is the rainfall. And the rainfall rates are, again, not even an inch an hour at this point. About 0.8 of an inch in the deeper orange, and about 0.5 an inch in the yellow there. So, in terms of the what we call the STP, and we look at this, it's just a tool we have, and it's about the tornado threat index. Okay, and blue is low, but remember we don't get a bunch of tornadoes here, so low is actually important for us. We have to kind of take that seriously. So that is at about 1 o'clock, so about 15 minutes ago. Now we put this into motion. Notice how it stays right around the I-270 corridor, much of Montgomery County, and that is about 2 o'clock. And then we get into the 4 o'clock hour, and it lifts a little bit. Notice the deeper blues up near Baltimore, but there's still a little bit of the possibilities of rotation and shear, almost back to Leesburg, and that is at 4 o'clock this afternoon. And then by 6 o'clock, it begins to lift up toward Frederick, north of I-70, and even north of Baltimore. So we will not let our guard down as we go through the next several hours, even if this first wave of storms moves through. So that's the tornado threat index, if you will. Let's talk about if we have a warning. So right now we're under a tornado watch. That means conditions are favorable for storms to produce some tornadoes. So have a plan. Where do you go? Well, stairwell, hall, interior bathroom. Of course you want to go away from the windows. That is number one. And cover yourself with blankets or mattresses for extra protection. Interior, if you can. The best place to go, obviously, would be the basement. That's the number one place, if you have one. And even in the basement, there can be windows. Stay away from the windows in the basement as well. So right now it's a watch. That means it's possible. A warning means it's happening. Take action. And right now we do not have a tornado warning just yet. So here is the radar again. And these storms are heavy, pulling out of Fairfax, Loudoun County, across the river into Montgomery County, but right now they're not severe. This was a pretty good downpour just a little while ago in parts of northeast D.C. That is now pushing over toward Silver Spring. And again, we're watching this activity down into Richmond. This is going to pull off to the north and the east as well as we go through the next couple of hours. And I'm worried more about that. I'll be right back. Worried more about that hitting southern Maryland for those storms down into Richmond. I'm going to just pop out of this for 1 second, Emily. Any questions coming in? Okay. Not at this moment. Okay. The question is, does this include the Eastern Shore? And the answer is not. Not right now. It does not. Yes, Baltimore is included. Yes, Baltimore is included. Edie, Baltimore is included in the tornado watch until 8 o'clock. Yes, Baltimore. Rain in Herndon is happening right now. Dana, thank you. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. I'm going to go over just a couple more things here. Yeah, okay. Let me pop this up. The iPad, of course, is frozen. So a lot of questions as to where the watch is. So the watch now is all of the DMA here. It does include our friends in Baltimore all the way through northeastern Maryland, a little bit across the bay. Okay, it does not include the ocean resorts yet in Sussex County, but it does include parts of the Delmarva. That goes until 8 o'clock tonight. So that means tornadoes are possible. Thunderstorms will develop. We're already tracking them. Some of them could produce an isolated tornado. Here's the radar again. This is the batch we're watching. It's a, again, moderate to heavy batch of storms, but right now nothing is turning severe. Chester's over there monitoring. No shear yet, Chester? None. Okay, none. Okay, so that's good. Heavy downpours. It's raining pretty hard in Poolesville. Down toward Richmond, there's the batch we're going to watch later this afternoon, maybe more like 2:30 for our friends into southern Maryland. But this is the heaviest activity we have. Straddling 66 around west of Fairfax, and then into parts of Fairfax, Loudoun County, and then across the river into Montgomery County. We're looking at heaviest activity now north of Manassas, pushing through Chantilly. So Chantilly, you're going to have some heavier downpours here in a bit. Reston, heavier downpours going out 7 over toward Drainesville and Great Falls, and then some pretty good rains up near Poolesville around 28 as well. Just moderate rain to light rain if you head out River Road for the Beltway through Potomac and crossing over Falls Road. Chantilly, yeah, we'll kind of zoom in on this. Willow Springs, moderate rainfall right now. You go north on 28, and you will find some heavier rainfall. In fact, we'll kind of detail this. So this is now 22 hundredths of an inch per hour. That's because this has moved up toward, so up near Walney Road, I just scoped it a minute ago, it's about a ½ an inch per hour. But again, the good news is they're moving fast, so we don't see much in terms of flash flooding in the metro. Let's go over this again, okay? A watch, and we have a tornado watch until 8 o'clock. Be prepared. A tornado is possible. Stay alert, okay? It's possible. Warning, different story. Take action. It's happening or about to happen. So right now we're under the watch. Think of it as kind of a caution, yellow light, red light, ooh, big time. Got to take action. Something is actually happening. So here is the tornado threat index again at 1 o'clock. It extended even south of Manassas. We'll bring it up to 2 o'clock now. And notice the deeper blues. Now, that's still in the low range, but it's rare that we see yellow or orange, enhanced or moderate. We have, but it's rare. So this is what we're watching at 2 o'clock. Much of the immediate metro area. By 4 o'clock, it moves a little further to the north up near Baltimore, but there's still enough shear back to the southwest through Gaithersburg, almost to Leesburg, and that is at 4 o'clock that we have to kind of still stay in tune. Remember, the watch goes until 8. By 6 o'clock, most everything is now north of Gaithersburg across I-70 and up into Baltimore. By 8 o'clock, everything is pretty much clear. So, again, have a plan. If we say, hey, there's a warning, we don't want you to have to think about what to do. You should just have a plan. You should do it automatically. Go into an interior room, stairwell, bathroom. Obviously, you want to stay away from windows. That's super important. And if you have to, always a good idea to be in a bathtub and cover yourself with a mattress or a blanket, because flying debris is what causes all the injuries. Number one place to go, yes, is the basement. Not everybody has a basement, especially our friends in southern Maryland, so have a plan, interior of your house if you can. All right, so here's the watch. It goes till 8 o'clock. Emily, any more questions on Facebook? Okay. Good question. Cortina says, what should you do if you're stuck in a car in a tornado? You're supposed to get out of the car and seek shelter. If you can go to a sturdy building, but you should not ride the tornado out in a car. You should never try to go, okay, well, the tornado's going this way, I'm going to go that way. That never ends well. So if you can, get out of the car, and if you have to lie in a ditch and hold on to something. But if you have time, get out of a car and go to a secure building, maybe an elementary school or a big department store. Of course, you want to be interior there too. Good question. David wonders if the Nats game will be played. I think it will be played. Yep. I think by 7 o'clock. I mean, there could be a shower, but I think the severe threat's going to be a little bit over before the watch expires at 8. So, and this does expire at 8 o'clock. It covers the entire metro. But I think the game will be played, yes. Good question, David. Okay. Those are good questions. Yeah, this is the last game in town for a while for the Nats. And remember, this Friday we have a preseason football game. Kind of crazy. So here's the radar again. These are the storms we're watching. They are moderate to almost heavy. Good news, they're moving quickly, about 35 miles an hour. So that will reduce the threat of flash flooding in the metro. And we're really going to just focus on the potential for severe weather, i.e. damaging winds and isolated tornadoes. Still a little bit concerned about this activity down toward Richmond. It's going to move northeastward over toward the northern neck and then into southern Maryland. So we'll watch those. Although the tornado threat index doesn't really cover southern Maryland, but we know you're kind of a magnet, so we'll watch that carefully. To the north, Leesburg now, the storm is pushed off to the north and east, but pretty good rains now in Fairfax and much of Montgomery County on the west side of 270. So going up 270 now just, will be slow. Not dangerous, but slow. Down into Manassas, heaviest rain now north up 28. You still have some light showers down 234, but nothing crazy. Pretty good rains now. This is about 8/10 of an inch, 7/10 of an inch as you go at Route 7. And then as you cross over the river over toward Darnestown and actually not too far from White's Ferry, you're going to see rainfall rates of about 7/10 to 8/10 an hour. But the good news is they're moving. And then this is the heaviest rain north of Sudley. This is going to move essentially just clipping Chantilly in the next 15 minutes. Lighter showers down toward Manassas and lighter showers now as you go up toward Chantilly. Look at the rainfall rates now, very light. Roads are wet, keep that in mind, but very light there. So a watch, we're under a watch. What does that mean? Be prepared. And you can think of it sort of as a stoplight. Believe it or not, I don't know, a lot of folks are confused about this. Weather geeks like myself and Chester, we've known this since we were like 5. So there's actually some talk as to change this, but right now a watch means be prepared. It's possible, no matter what the watch is. If this were a winter storm watch, it's possible. Severe thunderstorm watch, it's possible. Stay alert. A warning means, okay, now it's reality. Take action. It's happening or about to happen. Have a plan and implement that plan. And you should already have a plan in place. And of course, anytime we have a severe thunderstorm watch or a tornado watch, keep your devices charged because we might lose power. Here is the tornado threat index. This is at 2 o'clock. It's still around parts of the metro. Yes, it's low, but again, we don't often see, enhanced or moderate. Even by 4 o'clock, it's still around Gaithersburg and even out into Fairfax County. A little deeper blues up near Baltimore, indicating a little more shear to the north. And then, by 6 o'clock, it's north of Gaithersburg, about to cross over I-70, and then by 8 o'clock, it's gone. And the watch goes until 8 o'clock, but Chester and I think the watch will be trimmed back and will probably maybe not go the entire time in the metro area till 8 o'clock. It might north and east of us. So have a plan, go to a hall, bathroom, interior room, stay away from windows. You know the drill by now. Cover yourself with blankets or a mattress if you don't have a safe place to go. And obviously the best place is the basement. Any other questions, Emily? Yes, Belinda said, hey, I'm in a mobile home. Where should I go? Yeah, once we have a watch in effect, it's better to just go into a safe place ahead of time and not wait for the warning. So yes, places like department stores, but also even in department stores away from windows, but they're built pretty sturdily. Or an elementary school if it's open, or maybe a community center if it's open, but you still want to follow the same rules because flying debris is the #1 cause of injury. So as long as you reduce your chance of getting flying debris. But while we have a watch, you should have a plan to go to a secure structure, if you will. Oh, the Nats game's at 4 o'clock, not at 7 o'clock. Aha. David, that's a better question. Nats game at 4 o'clock. I still think it will be played. It might be delayed. I think they'll get the game in. Yes. Chester, anything on radar that's concerning you right now?
No, it's
Okay. Okay. All right. So that's good. Any other questions? Okay. I think what we'll do is we'll probably wrap this up, and then we'll come back if we feel that, again, everybody's under a tornado watch until 8 o'clock. We'll come back, and if we see this activity that's down to the south now, down between Fredericksburg and Richmond, pick up any steam as it moves toward Newland and then across the river into southern Maryland, Charles County and St. Mary's County, Calvert County. Because this activity, while it's moderate, is right now just not severe. This storm had pretty good lightning a minute ago, about an hour ago, and now it's kind of weakened as it's crossing the river. And one thing that we've talked about before, the increase in lightning does often mean an increase in the storm's intensity. So it had some pretty good lightning here around Warrenton, boom, 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 then it just disappeared. So that tells me it is weakening. So, any parting words, Chester? No? Okay. All right, well, that's good. It means it's quiet. Oh, it is had the Q word. It means it's tranquil right now. But we're going to watch these storms as they pull out of Richmond and they go east of Fredericksburg. All right. Thanks, everybody. Remember to download our app. If there is damage, go to Near Me. Just tap on the bottom right-hand portion of the app and upload a video or a picture if it's safe. Hashtag WSA9Weather. And, of course, all the information is on our app and online at WSA9.com. So for Chester, I'm meteorologist Topper Shutt. We will see you as needed on Facebook, and we'll see you around 4 o'clock on the air.